We all come from somewhere. And whether we branch out from the family tree or huddle close, we will see our share of storms. We learn ourselves from the lightning and thunder we've been through, from the scars in our bark, and by the colors of our leaves in autumn. I once went fishing with my dad and his dad. Dad and I caught nothing. Grandpa caught 2 thick striped bass. If you give a boy a fish, he will eat for a day. If you teach a boy to fish, he will remember his granddad. I have my mother's eyes, green on the outside, brown inside. When I cry, I shed the tears of 2 years of failed pregnancies before she had me. As a young man, my grandfather smuggled guns for Zionist paramilitaries, told me, if you're not a radical at 18, you'll be a fascist by 40. My great-grandmother starved her way to a diploma. In Soviet Russia, you did what you had to. Each week, her father bought 1 loaf of bread, cut it in 7 equal slices. This one is Monday. This one is Tuesday. Some weeks, she got so hungry her skin turned blizzard white. I may not have much melanin, but what I have, I don't take for granted. I don't take my roots for granted. I grew up in a forest where every leaf hopes to abandon the branch they came from. I live in New Orleans, her streets lined with family trees. The loggers want to give it a facelift. They call it urban development. I call it deforestation. This is no country for old growth. We carve up that which gives oxygen and then wonder at our shortness of breath. Before I knew myself as forest, I was just lumber, the raw material of someone else's bedroom furniture. When I learned to read the history in my bark, I felt the pride, strong enough to challenge gravity. I felt gratitude, great enough to bear fruit. I heard the prayers echoing from the throats of 5 generations, demanding that their saplings grow up with a steady home, an education, and the feet to walk their own path. We can't all know the woodlands of our past, but someday you may be someone else's past. One day, when your granddaughter finds herself caught in a tempest, she will want to know the lightning and thunder you've been through. When she asks you, where do we come from? Grandpa, where do we come from? Grandma, where do we come from? I want to know where we come from. And you will tell her, these woods are your library. Its leaves tell your story. The knots in your bark are not blemish. It is God twisting an inscription, holy like Scripture.